It's been 1 year since we bought our 72-inch US General toolbox. Our real question was, could we replace a snap-on box? Would it hold up? And would we still like it after a year? So the US General 72-inch toolbox, do we still like it? First question. Yes, we do. How much do we like it? We added the 54-inch top box to it. We'll kind of give you a tool overview of how we've expanded since our last video a year ago. What we've done is we divided things out even farther. We moved all our pullers and puller equipment upstairs. You can see we've got all our pullers. Everything's pulled aside so that we can get to it easy. It's easy to find. It's worked really well. Then we take all our torque tools. So we've got our snap-on half-inch, our 2 Icon torque wrenches, and then I've got a Quinn angle and torque device here. It's turned out to be really good. We've liked using it. These tools have worked out really well. We did go through and label everything so it's easy to keep up with. We took all of the cutting devices, most of the hole saws, our hole saw kit, and the things that we use to cut and slice things, we moved those all into one drawer in the top box. Then our tap and die sets, thread chasers, everything all moved into this top box. We've got Craftsman, Snap-on, some Harbor Freight stuff, but all of our Healy coils and all the stuff here moved into this top box. Then coming down the other side, we've got all the things that we use for labeling the pit cart and our pit gear. So we've got all our label and label maker. All of our hose connectors, the quick connects, we really like those. The caps connectors work out really well, good for high pressure on the race car. So we put all those here. Our Deutsche connectors and our GM style connectors for our electrical stuff, all in one drawer by itself, easy to keep apart. All of our electrical test equipment, stuff that we use, some ring terminals, O-rings, shrink tube, those kind of items, all in this one drawer, and we kind of keep in there. Plus our test equipment, we've used the Zurich from Harbor Freight. We don't do a lot with it, but when we have needed it, it's worked really well for an OBD reader. Then we come back down to the Big Daddy, the 72-inch box. Since the last time we added a few things, we still have the towel rack and the glove holder on the side. The wooden top has worked out really well. We went to the 54-inch top box so that we had more room to work on to keep battery chargers and that like up here, our music box, things that are important. On the 72-inch, on the big drawer, thanks to Tool Widget, these guys have been excellent for us, Josh Hurley. We rearranged the way that we keep everything. It's all real nice and organized. All our metric on one side, some 1/4-inch kits, and then our drive units, 3/8 extensions, 1/4-inch extensions, the big 1/2-inch stuff, our T-handle, some swivels, and then our 1/2-inch, 3/8 and 1/4-inch sockets, our breaker bars and speed bars, all that in the very back. This has worked out really well, and as you can see, the organization from the Toolbox Widget guys really works well. As we expand or add things, it's easy to take and add more and move things over since they have a magnetic base. We come down to the next drawer. It's all of our wrenches, the same thing. We use the Toolbox Widget kits, organized everything so our metric is on the same, all on this side. Then some of our metric quick wrenches. These are the new Icon ones. We thought we'd give them a try, and they have been outstanding. They're extended length. You can reverse them by the switch. They've got a little bit of kick when you need it. These have worked out really well. Really happy with them. Then we've got, it's a lot of Craftsman stuff still. All our wrenches, then our line wrenches that we use on all the AN fittings in the race car. Some of our shorty wrenches up there and shorty quick wrenches. I've been really happy with the way everything's organized on that. What we did do is moved all our crow's feet and our curved wrenches, our half moon wrenches, to this drawer. A couple of specialty wrenches that we like. One of the long pickle forks, we needed to place it, so this works out pretty well. but that gives you a pretty good cross section of all the wrenches that we need in our stay-at-home box. All the screwdrivers. So our pry bars, everything's still the toolbox widget organizers to hold all of those. So they're all here. Some more of the icon stuff. Their pick set, which we've been real happy with. We haven't switched to their screwdrivers yet. We're still using some of the Craftsman drivers. That'll be probably one of the next things that we'll try. But as you can see, we still got some room available that we can add into this drawer. So it's worked out really well. The toolbox widget stuff has really divided stuff out for us. Our pliers drawer here has worked out really well. So we've got some of our Craftsman stuff. And then one of the things we really enjoyed is Icon put out some flush cut clippers that we use on all the zip ties we use on the race car. These have turned out to be an excellent set of flush cuts. They're nice and heavy duty. The Icon snap ring plier kit, it's also turned out to be really good. We're really happy with it. One of the best tools I think we've bought recently were these from Icon. They're an adjustable kind of a parrot mouth. They're graduated on the side to tell you what size that you're switching to, metric and SAE. These have great clamping force as a slip jaw plier. You push them, slide them down, and then they hold. They don't come undone. These have really been excellent. They came out a couple of months ago. We were happy to get them and really have enjoyed using them. The other pair that we've really liked have been these parrot beaks that Icon has put out. They've also got great clamping power. So the toolbox widget clamps work really well. Biggest thing you have to be careful of is making sure that your vice grips and stuff are closed. Some of the bigger stuff won't stand up straight in here, so you have to leave it up, laying flat on its side. But this has worked out really well. We've gotten quite a bit of room and usefulness out of that drawer. All of our air tools down here in this big drawer, kind of a thrown-in mess. Not really organized. We don't use the air tools as much as we used to. We've really started switching to battery tools. One of the things we did go with, Pittsburgh Tools came out with this air bleeder. Works really well. We've used it on the race car to change fluid. The other thing that we've gotten from Pittsburgh is their vacuum tank for draining oil. On the race car with a dry sump, it sometimes is difficult to get to your oil. And with that, we can siphon it out. Works really well out of the oil tank. Down in the bottom drawer, we're still running all of our kits. So we keep all of the kits down here. They're very well organized, easy to find. As we go through, we've got the hydraulic, 5-ton hydraulic gear puller. We've got just different ball service sets. Our timing light that we really like. Spring compressors, those kind of tools are down in here. Then as we go over to some of the short drawers, we saw the crow's feet here and some of the specialty tools in that top drawer. Then kind of our junk drawers, we call it. It's got all our pins and marking stuff, tape, extra batteries, things that we need, some zip ties, things I just like to keep track of. We keep down in this drawer. Then down here is our chisels and files and those type of items. They're all organized in this drawer. Then in this big drawer, the same thing, a lot of our kits and things that we need. This goes with our vacuum bleeder. You fill this up full of fluid, stick it upside down with brake fluid in your master cylinder. Works with the Wilwood style, which I was really impressed. So we can use it on the race car to hold fluid while we're pressure bleeding the brakes. Really turns a two-man job into a one-man job. On the other side, as we come down, all of our measuring instruments, some of our test equipment, MSD test box, some old school test box, just things that we test or specialty stuff, tail bike expanders. We'll keep all that in this drawer. Then gauges, things that we measure with, calipers, both cheap plastic ones and our good ones. We got a couple sets of those. A really handy sheet for making sure that you identify your AN fittings correct. Dial indicators and all the stuff we need for dial indicators. This was put out by Barry Grant years ago from when draining the float bowls on your race car. Made it really easy to catch it. And of course, an old school tool that came in really handy. It's a jet tool for Holley carburetors. Works really well. Another great item that you don't see too much anymore. We still use it once in a while. Is our Calibrator Card here. If I can get it out, it's covered up with a few things. So from Moroso, you can put in your tire size and revolutions, gear ratios, transmission ratios, and this will tell you what you can expect top end to be. Works really well. It's got a couple different ways of doing it. Power calibration tells you power to weight ratios. Really a good tool. I know you can do all that now with a computer, but sometimes we'd like to do it a little bit old school and still hold on to some of these older tools. Crescent wrenches, got to have your West Virginia socket set. So we've got that there. Or being a Texan, a lot of times we'll call that an Arkansas socket set. All of our torques and drive units, we've got them here. We did buy some of the ball-in ones from Icon. They've also worked out well. As you can tell, we're starting to add a lot of Icon tools. So far, the quality of them has been very good. Harbor Freight's standing behind them. So we've gone to a bunch of those. All of our drill bits, our index drill bit kits, our good drill bit kits, our Clecos for doing sheet metal work. All our brake tool stuff, caliper spreaders, brake hangers, tailpipe cutters, a lot of stuff that comes in pretty handy. Hammers. Rivet guns, different size rivet guns, rivet nut tools. This is a Nex-Tac. This has been a pretty good rivet gun. We bought this recently, and it's an angle head rivet gun. Works really good. You can adjust it here. You can turn it any direction. One of the nice things is that you can change the ends by hand. You don't need a tool. Has all the others here for doing different size rivets. We do a lot of rivets here on the race cars. So that's a really nice tool to have. So we've got a lot of stuff in there. But that was a nice kit. Actually came through Amazon. Been really happy with it. We do have some of the bigger ones for Harbor Freight. Just rivet kits and rivet nut kits and stuff. That kind of takes care of it. One of the other things we have done is we bought this from Sears to hang our tools on the side. So we've got our rigid 1/2-inch drive, 3/8 drive, and drill up here. It's worked really well. The holder's pretty nice. One of the other tools that's turned out to be pretty good is this Avid drive power unit. It's a 3/8 ratchet. Got a light on it. Came with 2 batteries. It's 12 volts. Batteries really got some great lifetime on them. And that's kind of what we've done. It's kind of a 1-year upgrade. And the real question that we asked at the beginning of this, could you, in fact, go to a Harbor Freight setup from U.S. General versus having an expensive Snap-on? The Snap-on box is still at the house, at the home garage. And this one's been here. As long as you don't need to roll this box regularly, this box works great. With as much weight as it's carrying on the particular caster that it's got, I wouldn't recommend this for a service technician that's having to move his box on a regular basis. It is difficult to move. But this box has been very good, and it's kind of the way we've got it set up. It's fit and finish. It's held up. No real issues. Thanks for looking at our U.S. General Harbor Freight setup. We even got our little drone up top in case we get bored and we need to go run the drone. So, appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Dark Horse videos. And if you can hit the like and subscribe button, we sure would appreciate it.